guys, it's Kelly Martin. I'm a traditionally and independently published author, and today marks 8 years since my very first book was published. And I really didn't mean to do a video today. That's why I'm filming on my computer. That's why I don't have like a backdrop or anything. Not that I ever really do, but you know. But yeah, that's why I just kind of wanted to sit and talk, because this morning it hit me that today was October 8th, and on October 8th, 2012, my very first book, Crossing the Deep, came out into the world. Wow. It's been a roller coaster. This book was a NaNoWriMo book in 2011, and I was like, well, if I'm going to write it, I'm going to try to get it published. And I did. I queried and finally found a home at Australia Press, which is now Clean Reads. And I met a lot of friends there. I learned everything I know about all parts of publishing from this book. I learned how to write a book. I learned how to draft. I learned how to do NaNoWriMo. I learned how to write a synopsis because I had to for this book. I learned how to write a query. I learned how to query. I learned everything except self-publishing. And I did meet people who helped me learn self-publishing through the company that published this book. So I made friends. I've made so many. Just, it would be very different if I didn't have this book and if I didn't have the experience. So, yeah, Crossing the Deep is 8 years old today. Oh my God. You want to see what it's about? On the back, I haven't read this synopsis. I've not read this blurb since in a while. Oh my gosh, this was my original query. Maybe not the original query, but this was the query that landed me the publishing contract for this book. And I remember the first time I saw the cover and the first time I saw the mock-up of the cover didn't change. There was a guy standing back here, but we took him out. And her name is Rachel. The character's name is Rachel, and she was always there. And let's see, who did the cover? AM Design Studios did the cover. We kind of went a little bit with the font. She changed the font for me just a little bit on this one. She let me have lots of input, which I appreciated. She picked this down here. And yeah, I don't even know if it's still in print anymore. Honestly, I need to look, but I do have my copy. So, yeah. Okay. 16-year-old Rachel Harker expects the church-sponsored hiking trip in the Smoky Mountains to be short and painless. 4 days later, injured and scared, Rachel prays just to make it home alive. Asher Jenkins, oh my gosh, Asher, fellow hiker and handsome skeptic who is only on the hike so he doesn't have to go home and face his abusive uncle, finds Rachel in the woods and tries to get her back to Deep Creek Trail. A small hole hidden under the fall leaves causes her ankle to twist and forces Asher to leave her to get help. As night falls, he comes back, unable to find the right trail. As hours stretch into days, an unexpected rainstorm bears down on the mountain, flooding Deep Creek and cutting off their way home. Rachel puts all her faith in God to save them. Asher thinks believing in God is a waste of time and does what he can to prove Rachel that he doesn't exist. With their food gone and temperatures dropping and time is running out, will Rachel be able to do what needs to be done to get home? And can Asher find faith when he needs it the most? Oh, I cry. I remember writing that blurb and hoping so much to get agent and so much to get published. And I'm so glad things turned out the way they did, to be honest. Um, there's a scene in here. Well, I can't tell you the scene that inspired it because it kind of gives spoilers. I came up with this story from a dream, and there was a scene in a dream. Well, I can tell you a little bit of it. There was a man or boy, a teenage feller, in the woods, and he was crying over this girl with red hair. And I wanted to know how they got there, the story behind it, and that's where this story came from. Also, it's kind of funny because this is a Christian fiction book. And what's funny is one of the scenes, there's a scene in here that was inspired by Stephen King's It. It's a dream sequel. It might not. You have to decide if it's a dream sequence or not. But it was inspired by it. So even when I didn't write scary books, I always seem to put some kind of scares in all my books. So yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm just feeling nostalgic today. 8 years. 8 years. 8 years ago this came out. Oh my goodness. Wow. Sometime when I'm probably not feeling as nostalgic, I think I'll do a video on how book releases felt when I first started and how book releases feel now that I'm over 30 books into it. I really need to count. Over 30 books into it, and how things are different and how things are the same. The butterflies are still the same, I will say. Butterflies are extremely the same. I was a little bit more naive back then. I was sure, this says a lot, I was so sure that I was going to hit USA Today with this book. So. I was like, everybody that I know is going to buy it, and I'm going to hit USA Today, and all these different things are going to happen, and then I still have not hit USA Today. That's okay. That still happens. Okay, I'm gonna go and reminisce some more. But yeah, I think I'll make a video on how things change and how things stay the same when you publish books. But happy 8th birthday, crossing the deep. Oh my goodness. What's 16 plus 8? Rachel would be 24 right now. Wow. Oh my goodness. Alright, guys. I will see you in the next video.